All right. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to a pop up surprise edition of Bucks Live. Dave and I, we told you this was coming. We told you when all the rumors were flying around, relax, relax. Everything's fine. There's not a chance in the world he's going anywhere. Baker's back. Time to bake. Dave and I will tell you all about it shortly on Bucks Live.
Are you ready?
Never not work.
Get ready.
Get ready. It's time for Bucks Live.
Wait a minute. Bucks Live.
Bucks Live.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers talk with Rick Hughes and David Whitecarver.
This is
Bucks Live.
Let's Go.
Never
Hi,
not
guys.
working. We're never not working.
Never, always, always. How's it going, everybody? Everybody nice and relaxed and chilled out now. You guys feel good? I ran in from work, plopped my butt down, and here we are. A little bit happened today, huh, Dave?
Oh, just a little bit. That starting quarterback thing and that situation scenario thing has been apparently resolved.
It was never not resolved, guys. There was never a doubt. This is what we were saying. Dave, Baker told you this was going to happen. They had a hot mic on him. He's talking to somebody, I think, at Good Morning Football, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm going back." I mean, this was
Brilliant
never a doubt.
negotiating tactic.
Yeah, and
Whatever
then-
you want to give me, I'm coming back. Sure.
Yeah. And then a couple of days ago, all of a sudden, yesterday, from one of our faithful listeners, I get a text message panicking. Let him go. He's asking for too much. Go with Kyle Trask. No. Okay, Baker's back. Time to bake. Time to bake. Let it all ruminate, everybody. The boys are back. Jason Light is a beast of a general manager. Dave, do you have the particulars around there that you can tell everybody about on what Baker signed for?
A 3-year deal worth $100 million. It keeps Baker from entering free agency next week. And it's signed, sealed, and delivered. Baker's coming back. So if you're a Baker fan, you're thrilled. And you should be otherwise as well, because this is the best situation for the Bucs where they're at. So they've taken care of all the big three, Antoine Winfield Jr., Mike Evans, and Baker Mayfield. So the three musketeers, if you will be back for the Bucs. See what I did there?
Yeah, $3 good tears. I don't know. So, I mean, how Bucks Ray Bolts asked the question, how do I feel about it? And who's next? Who next Bucks get? Look, here's the deal. How do I feel about it? Dave put it perfectly. This is the best case scenario. There's not, who are you going to get that was going to be better than this? I mean, seriously. Now, let's say you even draft a quarterback. I don't know, whatever, Bo Nix, second round, whatever. You get some stupid, whatever. Somebody falls, you get a quarterback. Okay, let him sit for 3 years. I think the Packers have proven it's a good formula. There's no risk in this.
You got Mike Evans to a new deal. He's not exactly a spring chicken, so you want a quarterback ready to go. They're not in developmental mode. They're in let's win mode.
Right. Which is crazy given everything that's happened. But yeah, they got all these.
Well, the Bucs, they were only going to win 3 to 4 games last year. There's pure sadness in Tampa since Brady left.
That was my favorite. That was my favorite headline that you found.
You know how that all went down before the season last year.
That was a great headline Dave dug up somewhere and said.
Oh, I saved it on my phone.
Yeah.
I refer back to it often, and I
pure
smile.
Sadness in Tampa. Oh, yeah, now that Brady's gone, it's all sadness. No, it's not. Yet another division. And guess what, guys? the Buccaneers won free agency. Dave was throwing out some great stats just a few minutes before we came on the air about the rankings of these free agents that the Buccaneers signed. Dave, you don't have to scramble if it's not in front of you.
But the number of people had the number 2 quarterback was Baker Mayfield, number 2 wide receiver in free agency was Mike Evans, and the number 1 defensive back was Antoine Winfield Jr. And check.
Bucs got them all.
What more do you want?
Agency. The Bucs won free agency, and what's really cool, we don't know what the particulars are exactly on how the cap hit is going to work with Baker, but mark my words, everybody, mark my words. We've told you so far how this game plan is going to work. They will sign Tristan Wirfs to an extension, and they will sign Levante David.
They can also do Antoine Winfield Jr. On a new deal as well.
Yeah, and
don't be shocked if
that doesn't happen. So, I mean, guys, it's all good news. For years, it's been all good news, and everybody keeps complaining. It's bizarre to me. I will never understand this. I will never understand this. As far as who the Bucs get next, Bucs raise bolts is asking Derrick Henry or Clowney. Cut Gage to save money too. Listen, I think there's a plan with Russell Gage. We'll get into that. But I think there's a plan with Russell Gage.
And the Bucs are looking to sign Tristan Wirfs too, even though he's going into the final year of his fifth year of his rookie contract.
Right. They're just going to go ahead and get that extended now. Look, they're going to bring in another running back of some sort. There's going to be one of these guys out here is going to come. Derrick Henry. When's the last time Derrick Henry did anything? I mean, that's a name that we all recognize, and everybody looks at him and goes, "Yeah, Derrick Henry, wow." But when's the last time Derrick Henry did anything great? I mean, it's like it's sort of like
here's your old-fashioned running back. He runs, and you need more than that in today's modern NFL, in my opinion.
I think there are plenty of and Derrick Henry's not going to go anywhere and be a number 2 back. Neither is Saquon Barkley. And make no mistake, Rachaad White is the number 1 back. That's not a doubt. And he earned that last year. He earned that. I mean,
I still have a problem though that they were dead last in running, and you shouldn't be dead last in running if you're going to be a real threat.
I agree with that, but I don't put that on him. I put that on the offensive line. I put that on scheme. They did not run play action pass. They did not do the things necessary. So I don't know. I mean, it's just I don't see that becoming a.
They need a center.
Yeah, they need a center. There are a couple pieces that they need, but the good news, the bottom line, the good news is Baker's back. I mean, it's over. That's done. Now I don't have to hear all the, "Oh my God, Baker, hurry up, go get Russell Wilson because Baker's going to go to Atlanta." I mean, all the.
Sure, you can get Desmond Ridder from the Falcons on the cheap.
All you guys who jump on rumors like this, it kills me. Stop it. Baker told you he was coming back. And then the negotiations, by the way, just 2 days before Mike Evans signed his contract, remember all the rumors? Mike Evans wants to test free agency. Mike Evans going to Kansas City, Mike Evans going to Houston, but the flat out rumor, Mike Evans wants to test free agency. Yesterday, what was the rumor? Baker's going to test free agency. Immediately, I was like, yeah. No, he's not. I
think the time change had some impact to that decision.
Well, I mean, I just think the whole thing.
I mean, that's some of the logic that gets thrown out. People just they get a conclusion and then they try to build support for that conclusion that they've already drawn instead of letting the facts and circumstances of what's really going on.
Exactly. By the way, guys, I did something a little different. I posted the link to the show if you want to be on the show. You can come on, you can be on camera, or if you don't want to be on camera, you can just set it to just do audio and come on. I put the link in there. I posted it for you. If you're on YouTube or anyway, it should be popping up at least on YouTube and I think Twitch and I don't know where else, but I posted the link. If you want to come on, would love to have you. But it's guys, this is the thing. For all the worrying and everybody who constantly is like, oh no, oh no, oh no, and complaining about this team year after year after year, time after time after time, they're doing the right thing. And they're doing it. This is the time to be happy. This is the time. Please stop complaining about Jason Light and Todd Bowles and Baker Mayfield. Stop complaining about them. This is, I don't know what you want.
The last 9 games of the year, they finished 6-3, and I think that was a pretty accurate assessment of where the team is at and will be going into next season. That's pretty good. And they played better than I thought they would against the Lions in Detroit in the playoffs. So I could see them going to the NFC Championship game next year. The gang's all back, so to speak.
And there will be additions.
And
there will be additions.
Yeah. They got money now. So
it's amazing.
So smile. Actually enjoy the offseason. The Bucs front office did everything that they should have, could have, and needed to do already. And it's not even free agency yet.
It's okay, right? It's okay. I mean, I'm amazed at the fact that people are as negative as they are. It doesn't make any sense to me that all year we heard Todd Bowles sucks, fire Todd Bowles, fire Todd Bowles.
He's never won anywhere.
Right.
He was horrible in the Jets. He's horrible here. Just get on with it. They're 3-5. Get rid of him.
Didn't Bill Parcells suck with the Jets? I mean, come on. I mean, it is what it is. But anyway, there's so much good stuff. One thing after another. We're going to take a quick call here. Buck Skull Gang in the house. We're going to do this quick. Hey, buddy.
What's up, man?
Nada, how are you?
Man,
how's your Sunday evening going?
Fantastic. I saw some Buck fans on Twitter upset. They said they're going to destroy they're not Buck fans no more. It's crazy right now.
Okay, bye. I mean,
I know. It's crazy, though.
Hey,
yeah, just say goodbye.
Go be a Patriot fan.
Yeah.
I mean, go right ahead.
Send them on their way. I'm not going to be a Bucs fan anymore. Okay.
Because you know why? Because of the Baker deal. Too much money.
Too much money. Okay.
Too much money. Like it's coming out of their pocket.
Wait, are we going to find another Baker for $4 million somewhere that I don't know about? I mean,
what's the Wilson? $4 million deal?
Right, last year. I mean, come on, $4 million. So yeah, okay, so it's $33 million. He earned it. Come on, man.
Yeah, he did. Hey guys, what do you think about this Jamal Dean and Carson Davis trade rumors? What do you think about that?
Well,
we have the depth to cover it if they don't want to trade him and get a good piece in return.
First, it's a rumor. So remember, 2 days ago there were rumors Baker was leaving.
Yeah.
Remember, 4 days prior to that, there were rumors Mike Evans was leaving.
He can't wait to test free agency.
What do you think about? What do you think about these rumors? What do you think about this one?
Somebody's got.
Right now, it's a rumor.
They needed to write an article, and they came up with a angle.
Right now, it's a rumor. Okay, right now it's a rumor. Let me say this: if there's a position that they can afford to go ahead and do that, it would be there because you move Zion McCollum in, and you move Zion McCollum into that spot, right? And then you open up a lot of salary cap space, and so that opens things up. And so I genuinely think. Oh, you know what? Best quote, the way K-pop lover put this, I love it. Business got done. That's all.
Exactly.
Business got done.
Okay.
And I love that. Way to put that.
Would you mind bringing Shaq Barrett back?
No, I don't care if they can listen. Here's what I'm confident about. I'm confident that Jason Light and Mike Greenberg will do the right thing. If they can get Shaq Barrett at a good price, then, okay, whatever. If it's at the right price. Same with Levante. I mean, I think Levante's way more important than
Yeah,
Shaq Barrett.
yeah, you're right. He's the leader. He's been here
Yeah,
forever.
yeah.
How
So,
about how about bringing back Jordan Whitehead, an
now,
old Bucks?
Now
right.
you're playing his song now.
Now you're playing my music because
How about
I
that?
love
Over-
Jordan Whitehead. Okay?
Over in Ryan Neal?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Now listen, let me say this. Let me say this to you very clearly. There's a lot of rumors about Jordan Whitehead, but that doesn't mean anything. Okay. And don't get caught up in the rumors. I say this constantly. Pay attention to like 2 or 3 guys on Twitter, X, whatever it is. The only people to pay attention to are Greg Allman, Rick Stroud, and Ian Rappaport, and
you left out one.
And JC Allen.
You left one
Okay.
out.
Who?
Bucs Live.
Well, we're not breaking any news. We're just passing it along. I mean, but for the sake of clarity, don't listen to anybody else. Those guys and those guys only. Okay. Now listen, right now we can't even talk to Jordan Whitehead's agent. We can't even talk to.
Why was he on Twitter? So on these, he put in Bucks film, Bucks stuff on.
Because that's mostly what he has. That's where his highlights are from. And now he's going to be a free agent. He's going to post his highlights. Well, that's Bucs stuff. Okay. He may also be saying, I want to go back to Tampa. Okay. He may be sending a signal that he wants to come back, but that doesn't mean they want him.
Hey, the Patriots have a lot of money.
They let him go. Remember that. They let him go. So now they didn't have a choice because of all the dead cap space, but I love Jordan Whitehead. I mean,
we had a choice.
That guy. I love that guy. What's that?
We could have chose him over Ryan Neal. We paid him almost exactly the same type of deal.
No. He made more money going to the Jets for a year. No, it wouldn't have been the same. It would not have been the same deal. But listen, if we get him back, I'm going to be thrilled. You'll hear me scream, even if we're not live. If we're not on the air, you'll probably still hear me. Okay, I'll be that loud. I mean, I love that dude. Yeah, I love that dude.
Is there any chance Devin White comes back?
I hope not.
Oh God.
Go live 45, 46. Go live.
How about goodbye 45?
Yeah, goodbye 45.
I do not want
hit the
back.
road, Jack.
Yeah,
that comes to mind.
Yeah,
hit the road, 45. Jordan. I mean, Jamal. Sorry.
Yeah. But that was Todd Boy's. That was Todd Boy's boy.
Well, he tried. He tried, man. He tried. The Buccaneers did. Listen, let me make this clear. Okay, this was a contract year for Antoine Winfield Jr. and for Devin White. Devin White, prior to this season, said he wanted to sign a contract for $100 million.
We gave it to Baker instead.
Right? Well, he wanted.
The two are not connected at all.
Right? He wanted.
Devin White did this to himself.
Well, he wanted to sign for $100 million, and now he's projected to get a 1-year contract for $6 million.
Could that be the proven deal for the Bucs would do?
No, I don't want. He had his.
You want him back? We differ on that topic.
Yeah. He had his year.
He's bad for the locker room.
Yep, you're right.
He's too arrogant, and he's not a team player anymore by his choosing.
Okay, question for you. Do you think we would have went farther this year if we didn't have him?
Do I think what?
He was irrelevant this past year.
Yeah, I said, do you think we would have a better record, a better season?
Oh no, I don't think. I don't think he mattered. Really.
Yeah, he was irrelevant. I don't. Whether he's there or not.
We should have traded him before the deadline, but we didn't.
No,
gotta have a taker.
It's fine. Yes, exactly. And nobody was.
You just can't go. I'm going to trade this guy.
We did have somebody. we did have somebody. The Bucs refused.
Listen, I'm sticking with Jason Light versus whatever
Mhm.
rumor you were reading. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm sticking with Jason Light and the
Yeah.
decisions that Todd Bowles and Jason Light and those
Yeah.
guys make. I'm sticking
Yeah.
with them.
Yeah. Me
Okay.
too.
So, now when he leaves, we're gonna fill the spot with somebody else. We'll get it,
I
we'll
like
draft
I like
somebody.
KJ Britt. KJ Britt.
KJ Britt is awesome, but we didn't know KJ Britt was gonna be that good at the time, at the trade deadline. So
The boy.
all
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
Bucks. All right,
The,
BSG, we're gonna let you go.
okay, man.
All right,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah. Gonna be starting this year. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Yeah,
Fun
yeah,
call.
yeah, Diaby. Gotta love that guy. But yeah, I mean, I sit here and let me get to some of these comments. Drift is making some comments here. He said, "Wait, I thought he was gonna bankrupt, take 45 million off the cap." Yeah, with isn't that funny how that works, Dritz? Where it's all these rumors, and it cracks me up. I know. I said this to Todd from Winter Park. I said this to him. I said prior to Baker signing, I said, mark my words, this is what's going to happen. And everybody, I swear to you, I made this as clear. Probably on our show, I think I even said this. I said, Baker's going to sign. And at first, you're going to go, wow, it's a lot of money. I didn't even do that. But then over the next couple of days, it's going to start to come out just like it did with Evans. It's going to start to come out. Well, it's really only 7 million against the cap this year. And well, there's a lot of incentives built in, and to really make that 100 million, they got to win 2 Super Bowls. And well, I mean, there's going to be so many little caveats and so many little things you're going to realize he's not getting paid that much. Half of these negotiations, I swear to you, is the players looking for the image to thump their chest and the agent to thump their chest and say, I signed my client for $100 million. Mike Evans. I got Mike Evans signed for $52 million. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. He's not getting paid $26 million a year. It's not. Unless they win 2 Super Bowls, he's not. So stop all that.
It's a great goal to have, though, that 2 Super Bowl thing.
It's great. It's awesome. If it happens, you can pay him whatever you want. Okay, I don't care. I don't care if we have a losing decade. If we win the next 2 Super Bowls, yeah, go ahead and lose for a decade. I'm good. But here's my prediction. My prediction is Jason Light will retire when Mike Evans retires. The two of them will go out together. Mike Evans was his first pick. His very first pick as Buccaneers general manager. And I think they're going to bookend it. When Evans retires, so will Jason Light. But we will see. But this is just unbelievable. I mean, the only thing I will say, let me say this. I guess it's said or not. Where it says, where you said David over White any day. Yes, I agree with that. I agree with you 100%. They're not even close. But the Baconeers, nice. Building the Baconeers.
Go copyright that fast.
Yeah, 100 million for a quality quarterback is a steal before the cap majesty of Light and Company. Exactly. And this is what I love about this and what I want you guys to wrap your minds around. This doesn't happen with every team. This is the thing that I always was laughing about because it was so bad for the Bucs for so many years where nobody wanted to come to the Buccaneers. They were kind of the laughing stock. It was they were a bit of a mockery around the league. And, little by little, things have changed. And now everybody wants to come here. And I have to make reference to that players. Am I crooked? Yeah, there we go. That was a little bit of sacrilege. Let me fix my Buccaneer flag. Listen, the whole thing that the players union report card where Bucs ownership got an F and this and that because they charge the Bucs money if they want a room by themselves and not a roommate. Things like that. Listen, players want to come here. People like Baker and Tom Brady and others are not sitting there talking bad behind the back saying, oh, yeah, this organization is not. Everybody wants to come here. The biggest complaints were that the players have to pay a little extra. I think it was $90 a night to have their own room. Okay. And the second complaint was they didn't like the food in the whatever you call the cafeteria at $1. And the third thing was
The bucketeria.
they said ew, they said the showers were not clean or smelled bad and had bugs. Okay, the shower thing, I got you.
Bug
Listen,
thing for sure.
Listen, here's the deal. If you don't like what they're serving in the cafeteria,
Have something delivered.
yeah, I was gonna say Uber Eats works. I mean, there's options for you. You can afford it. So I mean, nobody, the players are not all out there thinking, oh man, the Bucs, it's a horrible organization to go to. They're not thinking that at all. This is one of the desirable landing places. Let me say that again. This is one of the desirable landing places for free agents. And anybody who's been here for a long time, who's been a fan for a long time, I'm going to say that a third time for you guys because it's so beautiful to think about. Tampa is a desirable place to go for free agents. That's amazing. It wasn't that way for decades. Not one or two. I mean, the majority of this franchise's existence, there's been a lot of, I don't want to go to Tampa. Well, that's where careers go to die kind of a thing. And now everybody wants to come to Tampa. And when people do come to Tampa, like Baker, look what happens. His career, he goes from a $4 million a year quarterback to a $100 million quarterback.
And look at Mike Evans.
I'll go there.
How many other players have had their first 10 seasons 1,000-yard receiving or more? 0. He's it.
That's it.
Not Jerry Rice.
Yep. Nobody. Say that again, Dave. Who? Not what?
Not Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice didn't do it. Okay, this is Mike Evans. And what does he say? I want to be a Buck for life. What did Baker say? Yeah, I want to go back. The guys, he was never going anywhere, and this is the beauty of all of this. As a Buccaneer fan, relish this. Love this moment. This is amazing. Amazing that this is happening. There are times when you look at your team, I just can't believe, like, Buck Skull Gang just said, there are people online saying, oh, I'm going to stop being a Bucs fan now. Now? Now? This is when you're choosing to not be a Bucs fan anymore?
3-win season last year that turns people off.
But a Super Bowl and 3 division championships in a row, 4 years of playoffs, and now you want to leave? Now? There are better times. I can tell you, I've lived through them. There were much better times to leave. Okay? Much better times to leave. Now's not one of those times. Now's not one of those times. Listen, the Saints are getting worse. The Bucs are getting better.
The Falcons
Panthers
still have Desmond Ridder as their starting quarterback.
Well, for at least another week. Yeah, for at least another week. Look, the thought of you looking at what's happening in Tampa and saying, I got to leave. I can't be a Bucs fan anymore. it's mind-numbing to me because you're obviously football ignorant if you think that this deal for your quarterback is too much. You don't realize Daniel Jones is getting paid $7 million more per year than Baker Mayfield. And look what Baker did. Let me be clear. Baker was better than Tom Brady's third year on the Bucs.
In 2024, 12 quarterbacks are set to make at least $40 million per year.
12?
12.
12 quarterbacks are set to make $40 million per year. You know what Baker's probably going to make? You know his contract will probably the salary up against the salary cap. You know what it'll probably be? Any guesses? 7-8 million against the cap. 7-8 million? And you're worried you don't want to be a Bucs fan now because it's too much money? You know what that is? You're a Kyle Trask sycophant who won't be happy until that backup is your starter. You're so hell-bent on Kyle Trask that you just, oh my gosh, you guys, I love it when the team's doing really well year after year after year after year, and you're complaining about the head coach and the general manager. What's your goal? What are you hoping to achieve? In the last 4 years, who's been the most successful team in the NFC? The Bucs. And it's not debatable. The Buccaneers are the most successful team in the NFC over the last 4 years. I'm leaving. Bye.
Okay.
Make room because I'm sure we'll have some more bandwagon folks come around.
I like bandwagon folks.
So do I. So if you guys want to leave, go. Go. I promise you.
If you're wearing a
keeping
Bucs
you.
jersey, I like you.
Nobody's keeping you. Nobody's keeping you here. That's the funny part. When these people go on these tirades, it's a football team. You can leave. You don't even have to say anything. I mean, last year, that guy, Jamie, what's his name? Partway through the season, he left, and then he was back. You know, he became an FSU fan, and then he wasn't. And, you know.
Yeah, after that Georgia game, he's probably burned everything. Or
It just
put it in the
yeah.
dumpster with all his Bucs gear.
Yeah. I just, to me, this is the best time. And the people who complain, you just got to complain. There's something about you. Something about you. I mean, it's prime for Dave to do a don't be a baby or something for those folks because they're complete idiots. I mean, the people who want to leave, it's just amazing. Or even better, you know, when you talk about those folks and you think about the fact that some people are out there saying, I'm going to leave. I'm no longer going to be a Bucs fan. Yeah.
Stupid Bucs fans say.
I mean, that's classic right there. It's just classic. I don't understand some of you folks. I just don't understand it. What do you want? What do you want? So anyway, let's talk free agency. We've talked Jordan Whitehead. We've talked, look, there's a bottom line. They need a center. We know we need a center. We need more pass rush. I'd love to see Chase Young. I don't know. I think we can probably get him relatively on a relatively good deal. Do like a Baker thing where you bring him in real cheap and let him try and
prove
reclaim
it
his
contract.
career. Yeah, try to reclaim
Still
your
got
career.
it. Show us. Here's your opportunity.
And nobody's going to put you in a better position than Todd Bowles. So, I don't know. How about the kicker resign? Is he a free agent? may have me
Probably
on this.
still on a rookie contract.
No. Our kicker's not a rookie.
Well, I mean, rookie contract, not just but his initial contract.
No.
I misspoke.
Yeah, I don't think so. We signed him as a free agent last year, I think, or 2 years ago, didn't we? All right. Matt Colson, if you are on YouTube, Matt, I'm not sure where you're watching, but you wanted to come on. It's on the YouTube stream. It's in the comments section of the YouTube stream. But I don't know. I mean, guys, everything for this team is sort of lined up. I don't know how else to word that. Everything is lined up. Jason Light, I hope, is sucking down some really expensive champagne tonight. I hope that guy is blitzed like half out of his mind because he earned it.
I want him to go hit free agency, sober and ready to go. After that, maybe.
Yeah. But I can't even begin to tell you how happy I am with my team, and we've got a good year to look forward to. We're going to be good. We know we're going to be good. Last year, nobody knew what to expect out of the NFC South. You know what's going to happen. You know now, suddenly, miraculously, with basically the same players, all of a sudden, the Buccaneers are going to be the favorite in the division, which I find hilarious because nothing really changed that much. The Saints got worse, I guess, but I don't know. I don't know what they're looking for in free agency. I don't know what to expect. We can all dream, pipe dreams. We want a running back. We need pass rush, but some of this is going to come through the draft. Jason Light doesn't generally reach in free agency. He tends to get the bargain free agents. So maybe the big guys, the big names, all of that, I think it was last year where when free agency started, the Bucs, it was silent. And everybody was freaking out and fire Jason Light, fire Todd Bowles. Everybody was freaking out. And then, it's the second phase of free agency started. The Bucs, all of a sudden, we're all over the place. We're, grabbing all kinds of people. It would not shock me to see the same thing happen again. You wait until the second phase of free agency. All the superstars with the massive contracts, they go off the top. And then the leftovers, the people who are there going, well, crap, this didn't work out so well. That's how the Bucs got Baker. Remember that. That's how the Bucs got Baker. So, do I think something like that will happen again? I think probably that's the plan. Probably that's the plan.
Actually, the Bucs don't have a kicker under contract. I don't believe Chase McLaughlin's a free agent.
Okay, I wasn't sure. So, do I think he'll be back? I don't know. I think the Bucs will deal with that. I really hope he comes back, but I don't know what he's going to ask for. He's going to ask for more money. That's for sure. That guy earned more money. More money. He earned it. So we shall see. As the Buccaneers roll into next year, I want to know from you guys in the comment section. What are the biggest needs? What do you guys think are the biggest needs? Dave, what do you think are the biggest needs? We know center.
Center need to be strengthened at wide receiver. And personally, I would like an upgrade at running back too. But I think if you get a better center, you're going to have a better running back, even if you don't get anybody new. You're on mute.
Thank you. I don't think you're going to upgrade your starting running back, but I think you're going to upgrade the running back position as a whole. I agree with you there. Here's the thing, and let me go ahead and get into this. Russell Gage's name came up earlier. He's still under contract. The fact that the Bucs cut Shaq Barrett and they didn't cut Russell Gage tells me something. Tells me they may still have plans for him. I think those plans may be, Russell, if we leave you go, if we cut you, nobody's really going to want you. You're going to get a veteran minimum kind of contract. How about instead we renegotiate? How about instead we re-sign you, you make a little bit of money next year, and we'll give you a good signing bonus, but then we'll spread it out over the next, let's say, 3 years. Instead of $10 million, you make $15 million over the next 3 years, instead of getting cut and make almost nothing. What do you say? And then maybe he gets hurt, maybe he doesn't. If he gets hurt, okay, you put him on IR and you move on, and you can afford that. To me, that sounds like a plan. I love Dritz. We all agree about Whitehead.
How concerned are you about Chris Godwin? Because yes, he had a 1,000-yard season and 83 catches, but he only had 2 touchdowns. You need your number 2 or 1B wide receiver to get better production from there.
That's a great question. I am not concerned about Chris Godwin. I am concerned about the use of Chris Godwin. First, let me say this. This is not a big secret. Some of you all may know Baker tends to be altitude challenged. He's not very tall, okay? He's pretty short, and that means you're not going to see short stuff over the middle, right? You're not going to see short stuff over the middle because
throwing from your tippy toes.
Yeah, big guys are blocking your way. All right, so if that's the case, if he's sitting there, if Chris Godwin is running the short to intermediate over the middle routes, Baker's not going to be able to see him as well. I think the use of Chris Godwin needs to change. Okay, or the use of Baker. Now, I am very interested in seeing if Liam Cohen really does what Dave Canales said he was going to do. This is no disrespect to Dave Canales. Dave Canales outperformed my expectations for him. The team outperformed my expectations when it came to the offense. This is no cut down to Dave Canales. And by the way, Dave, congratulations on going to Carolina. Good luck. Good luck with that, buddy.
How's your boss, David Temper, doing?
Yeah. Good luck, buddy. Let me know how that works out. But so
what are the odds he makes it to the first game of the season?
Yeah. Chris Godwin is, I think they're going to have to adjust what they're doing. Now, I do think that Liam Cohen's actually going to run the play action more, not just talk about it. Dave Canales loved to talk about the play action and only talk about the play action. I think you'll see more of it this year, especially if they get another quality running back. I would love to see a little more what San Francisco's doing, where you have a couple guys in your backfield at once, bring back the fullback. I'm a fan of that whole idea. Chris Godwin is not. Dritz is correct in this. Chris Godwin is a slot receiver. It's not an insult. It's just where he thrives. I agree with that 100%. But you have to run routes that are not going to obscure him. Or you need to stunt at the line or roll Baker out. I wish they would roll Baker out more. I really wish they would roll Baker out more. I think that is his. He loves that. That's kind of his
sweet spot.
Yeah. That's put perfectly. Awesome, guys. We have a blast from the past who's coming on here, and I got to tell you something about this guy. I got to tell you something about this blast from the past that we're bringing on here. Matt from OKC. Matt from OKC was a Baker Mayfield fan going back to, well, he's Matt from OKC. He was a Baker fan going back to Oklahoma. I can attest to the fact that this guy is genuinely the real deal Baker Mayfield fan going back prior to his pro days. Matt, how you doing, brother? It's good to have you back around here. Matt, all that talking, and now Matt's not talking. Matt,
He teed it up perfectly for you. What
yes,
happened?
I set you up. Okay. So Matt from OKC, let me just talk for him. Matt from OKC is a Buccaneers fan. Matt from OKC is a Baker Mayfield fan. Matt from OKC does not know how to work a microphone. I'm not sure why. He says, I'll be back one moment. Okay. All right. Matt's out of there for the moment.
It's a nice thought.
Yeah. So good talk, Matt. Nice
Thanks.
having you on. Glad you stopped by.
Modern technology is great till it isn't.
Yes, exactly. But the thing, guys, is the thing that I mean, you take a guy like Matt. Now, Dave and I were screaming last year. We were happy. Dave, let me say this. I was screaming for Baker. Dave was at the top of his lungs screaming, do not get Derek Carr.
I was saying Baker
absolutely.
Mayfield comeback player of the year before the season started.
Yeah, once they got him. Yes, absolutely. But even prior to that, you were like, no, Derek Carr. And I said this the other day, and this is what is so important about Baker and why Baker succeeded and Derek Carr did not. And let me bring this up because I'm going to talk about what Sin Antogato is saying. You said, sorry, Rick, but Canales was 50-50 at best. He still needed a couple of years to be a potential threat as a play caller. Yeah.
Oh, he's in over his head in Carolina. Let me be clear.
But we're talking last year as a play caller. It's like the Jets. I mean, it's just everybody's in their head, over their head as a play caller. Listen, the thing is this. Canales was not some great play caller, but Baker had a phenomenal year. Mike Evans did it again. Chris Godwin did it again. And Rashad White had his best year. So, and, oh my God, our tight end. Otten. Had his best year. So for all those guys having their best year, Canales did okay. And now I think we upgraded. So listen, he's okay. What are we saying here? I love this, the argument back and forth. When we play Canales, I say, and hear me out, give him success like for 5 to 7 running plays, and then shut it down and watch him force it all game. That's actually not bad advice. That's actually not bad advice. I really have to give you credit for that, and thank you for that. And I will probably repeat that at some point because that is well put. And when the time comes for that game, I'm sure I will talk about that because that is well said. But listen, I think we upgraded an offensive coordinator. I think we will upgrade our players on offense. When you do those two things, upgrade the players, upgrade the coaches, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to have upgraded results. And when the Saints get worse and the Panthers stay irrelevant,
hey, that card contract's team friendly, isn't it?
that what?
That Derek Carr contract is team friendly, isn't it?
Not really. No, it's not. And let me tell you why Baker worked and Derek Carr did not. When they brought Baker in here, they didn't just bring Baker into an existing situation. They brought in Baker and brought in a coordinator it was a good pairing. It was the coordinator that was built to work with a guy like Baker, and Baker was built to work with a guy like Canales. And even more than Canales, Liam Cohen. And they've worked together before, and Baker endorsed this. And they've worked together before. We're not changing offenses entirely. We're just quite honestly, getting somebody who does it better than the last guy. At first, when Canales said he was leaving, I was like, uh-oh. And now I'm like, how'd that work out? And let me say this about Todd Bowles, by the way, because last year I was completely confused, wondering why they went 10 to 12, whatever it was, offensive coordinator interviews. And it took me until now to understand it. Maybe I'm not very smart. That wouldn't be news. But
I didn't say a word.
But you didn't have to. But the thing is, Todd Bowles all along was putting together pieces of a puzzle that is somebody who's not going to leave the defense hang out to dry, a solid, consistent offense that's not all flash. It's not no risk it, no biscuit. It's not all that. Instead, it's a successful. You guys, before you rip on Dave Canales, we scored 3 more points per game than we did the year before.
Who was the quarterback?
Back then, that Brady guy. Baker Mayfield scored 3 more points per game than Tom Brady did in his last year. Okay. Let that wash over you. And that's with switching offensive linemen around. What they did was masterful. They did things that normally it's going to take a year or two for a team to adjust, and they did it about a half a year. It took about a half year to really adjust. And this year, what do you think? They're going to be better. Wirfs has played on the left side for a year now. Luke Gedeke. Who knew? Who knew? Now, you got an offense that looks like it's going to be better this year because you're going to add some pieces. This is what they didn't get to do. See, what people don't realize about last season is the Bucs didn't add pieces last year. They were getting rid of pieces so they could fit under the salary cap. They didn't add pieces. They got bargain basement, cheap, Ryan Neal kind of
Baker Mayfield.
free agents. Baker Mayfield. And look at what happened. This year, they're adding. They're going to add pieces. The draft, look at what Jason Light did last year in the offseason between the draft and unrestricted free agents. Undrafted free agents. If he can do half of what he did last year, if 50% of the rookies work out, look out. Look out, because we were a young team last year. Look out. Baker's not old. Look out. Saddle up, folks. We're in for some years. Years! Like Dave has brought up before, we're not saying wait till next year before the year starts. Dave, tell me what do you think is going to happen next year? What are your predictions? Like, I'm not looking for a record or anything because we don't know yet. We can get into that as the season goes on. I mean, as the offseason.
Well, I already have a number in my head.
Keep it in your head right now. Keep that in your head. Tune in later in the offseason and we'll go there. But just tell me in general, what are you expecting out of this offseason? Not just record-wise, But as you look at the different positions and look at the offense, look at the defense, what's your overall take?
My overall take is that the Bucks are in better shape than I thought they'd be. Yes, I thought Baker would be a candidate for comeback player of the year, and he was a candidate. He did exceptionally well. Now he has a sizable contract. Kudos to him. The Bucks are in a very good spot. They weathered the Super Bowl hangover on the salary cap. They added some pieces, even doing that, namely Baker Mayfield. They've got Mike Evans, a Buck for life. Chris Godwin still got 83 catches and over 1,000 yards. And this is a down year where you are hamstrung by the remnants of Tom Brady's contract. Now, fast forward to now, and you're signing your players. You're a destination for free agents. I mean, things are looking up. They're looking way up. And I can see the Bucs being a contender. And I don't think it'll be necessarily next year, but if things fall right and Jason Light keeps making his magic work, you could be a contender in a couple of years. So I think they're farther along than what I thought. And things have fallen into place better than one could really realistically hope for.
Yeah.
And here we are, well positioned. The defense is going to be better. The offense, I think, is going to be better. We just are sitting here saying, yes, Evans had a great year and so did Baker, but that was their first year playing together. They have an entire season under their belt, and I think it's just going to get better. So things happen. The NFL is extremely unpredictable. It's an odd-shaped ball, and things can bounce crazy ways. But if you're a Buck fan, I mean, you gotta be smiling grinning from year to year, and saying, "I can't wait for the season to start in September. This is gonna be fun."
Yeah, I think everything you just said, everything you just said, that is.
We got our quarterback. Did you really think at the beginning of last offseason that we'd have a quarterback signed to a multi-year deal now?
Dude, I want you all to know this. There's only been one other quarterback. Now, follow along with this because this to me is just listen to what I'm about to say to you. The Buccaneers' first year was 1976. In that entire time, now you've got to hear what I'm saying here because this is such an insane statistic. How many quarterbacks do you think in the almost 50 years, how many quarterbacks have the Buccaneers signed to a second contract? Do you know the answer? One. Tom Brady. Tom Brady was the first quarterback in Buccaneer history to sign a second contract with the team. Baker is now number 2. Think about that.
I really thought they were going to re-sign Parnell Dickinson, but that didn't happen.
Randy Hedberg got a raw deal.
Yeah.
Look, this team is this is the best it's ever been, ever. Even those gold, when you think of those great years with Brooks and Sapp, and we're actually doing better now than we did with them. This is it, guys. This is it. This is it. We look back on those years as great years. Right now, we're in the middle of 10 years from now. We're going to look back on these years. This is the time. As Buccaneers fans, it has literally never been this good. Think about that. It's never been this good. I don't know how many of you guys are out there. I saw a report the Panthers are shopping for a quarterback. I wonder if they'll take Kyle Trask off our hands. He's familiar with Canales. Um, then we can stop talking about him. It's like the Jameis thing. It just won't go away. It's seriously.
I
It's
can
like
tell you this: if I was a GM of an NFL team, you know who would be my number one pick without question? Hint: it's not a quarterback.
who?
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Mm.
Without thinking twice.
Yeah, he's going to be amazing. That guy's going to be amazing.
These people, it's like we have a top pick. Let's take a quarterback. How many times does it not work out?
Yeah, but the thing is, when it does, you're set for decades, and you've just. I mean, it. You're right. It doesn't work out often enough. You're right, and part of the
Joe
reason,
Montana, Tom Brady, where were they drafted? Pretty far down.
well,
I mean,
I think the reason is that it doesn't work out is because those are bad teams, and you got a rookie going to a bad team. It's hard to turn that around. Now you take a team who's stocked up with draft picks and things. Houston, for example. Houston traded Deshaun Watson and got all these draft picks and all this capital, and all of a sudden, lo and behold, their rookie quarterback looks good.
he was in the running at one point for MVP, not just
Yes.
rookie of the year.
Yes.
That's how good a season CJ Stroud had.
Yep. But you just throw a rookie on the Chicago Bears.
Bears are getting better. They finished the year pretty good.
I agree, but you just throw a rookie on there.
Mm-hmm.
Is it really that much of an upgrade from Justin Fields? I mean, even if it's an upgrade, is it that much of an upgrade?
Well, there you've altered your timeline for being competitive. Is it once you trade Fields? You're starting more from scratch.
You're going to have to get.
You're altering your timeline.
Well, it depends. You may be altering it for the better depending on what you get. And this is where we hope the Atlanta Falcons overpay to get Fields. If they can do that, that would be awesome.
I just don't understand this lack of trust and respect for Desmond Ridder.
Anyway. So the Falcons do worry me. I have nothing but respect for them. By the way, I saw, I think it was Dritz said he feels like he's commenting too much. Not at all. Please keep it going. I just can't, I can't make comments to everybody. By the way, Christopher Cole, hello. Yes. Let's bake. But yeah, no, you are, nobody's commenting too much. Please, by all means, comment. But I don't know. I mean, let me see. What's it say? Imagine Baker with JPP and freshly signed Jack Barrett and Sue as well. Well, hold on. Now, I'm going to imagine Baker with Kalijah Cansey, Yaya Diaby. I mean, I'm good. I'm good with this. I'm good with what we got going. I mean, Vita Vea. I'm good. I'm perfectly good with that. Yeah, but if your point is Jameis came in and didn't do anything, he had the defense, but Jameis had Evans and no line at all. At all. I mean, he had Ali Marpet, but the next best lineman was Donovan Smith. I mean, geez. Okay, Brady came in with Jensen. God, we miss Jensen. We need a center.
Isn't there like something science can come up with to make him all
He's
better
done.
and come
He's
back?
done. He's done. He's retired. He's done.
So what you're saying is there's a chance.
No, I'm not saying that. He's done. So, it is what it is. I would love for Ryan Jensen to be back. Those, oh my gosh, how much fun was he? But that was then. This is now. Life goes on. Guys, it's not crazy to think Super Bowl in a couple of years. That's not crazy. That's not unthinkable. Watch where the Bucs are predicted this year. Remember last year how it was like 4 games? Now Baker has, instead of being this guy who's thought of for having this bad attitude and people don't like him, now the media, he's kind of becoming a media darling, that scrappy guy who's reclaimed his career, and he's been great with the media and his wife, and he's going to have a kid. And look at what he did. Comeback player, great story.
Ah,
Right. So that's now all of a sudden, listen, guys, Tampa's becoming more and more of a destination. And let's say Russell Gage is a 4th or 5th best receiver on this team next year. They rework his contract. He's 4th or 5th best receiver on this team. Let's say they draft one. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure where we're going to get a center. I love how it's funny because you talk to people or you look online and it'd be like, well, we got to draft a center, a wide receiver, a running back, a linebacker, a couple of defensive backs. There's only a certain number of rounds of draft picks, guys. I mean, you're not going to solve everything in a year. It's not going to work that way, okay? I mean, if Brady was just coming here, sure, you could do some pretty shocking things. But yeah, that was unrealistic. That was ridiculous. And that's why I said what I think is funny. Dave, being the math numbers guy, years ago, Dave taught to me a principle that actually the dude has heard me mention enough times, and I've talked about so many times over the years. Revert to the average. Revert to the average. And the Bucs were so bad that when you revert to the average, things are going to be ridiculously good for a while.
was it until Tom Brady came to town that we got over 40% in wins?
Right. But it was so bad for the Buccaneers for so long. Tom Brady picked the Bucs. And when I say everything went right, it was ridiculous. All these free agents, Gronk, one of the greatest tight ends in history, comes out of retirement. AB, come. I mean,
The
Leonard
Bucs were the
Fournette-
only teams after the Steelers to get anything out of them. They got a Super Bowl ring. They should get a thumbs up for that. Props.
Yeah, Leonard Fournette. Pick me. I mean, everything went right. It's not going to go that right again. Okay. If you didn't enjoy that time, well, that's on you. You missed it. Okay. You missed it. Sucks to be you. Sorry. But it's fun right now. These are good times right now. And if you're not enjoying it right now, you're the problem. You're the problem. Jason Light's not the problem. The quarterback's not the problem. The wide receiver's not the problem. You are. If you're not happy, you're insecure and afraid to say, woohoo, I love my team. Even when they lose, you're the problem. And I feel bad for you.
And let's not look through this in Buck Rose colored glasses either. I mean, Baker Mayfield had his best year of his career. He may not next year. He may still be very good. But,
Agreed.
But he may not. I mean, we'll see.
Where has Baker not looked good? Tell me, where has Baker looked bad?
Carolina.
Okay, where else has Baker looked bad? Where else?
All I'm saying is, we're making.
That's a fair question, Dave.
Sure.
Where else has Baker looked bad?
Well, when they were 3-5, they wasn't looking real good.
Okay, so for a few games one year,
yeah.
Tampa. But
all I'm saying is, don't make the assumption that everything's going to get better across the board, because there could be a regression to the average. Okay, not necessarily bad, but it's just.
But I want you to follow through on my thinking and actually answer the question. Okay, so Baker looked bad in Carolina.
He couldn't hit a deep ball early in the season last year.
Well, that's fair. Baker looked bad in Carolina, the team that made him run defensive plays in practice. He was on the defensive scout team in practice. That's Baker Mayfield running on defense. Practice. It's $100 million quarterback.
Well, not at that point. Did we lose you?
Yeah, no, I'm here. Hold on.
We can hear you. Oh, there we go.
I know. Sorry. So, $100 million quarterback running defensive scout team. Okay. So he looked bad in Carolina. Well, okay.
All I'm saying is he had the best year
You're not.
of his
All
career.
you're saying. You're saying everything but what I'm asking. Okay.
Where has he looked bad? Well,
yeah. Where's he
on
look
that
bad?
last interception against the Lions?
No,
he
as a whole, not in one play. As a whole, he looked bad after.
I just said he had the
he
best.
Looked bad in Cleveland after they got rid of their head coach and everybody when they went to the playoffs and won a playoff game. Who goes to the playoffs, wins a playoff game, and then you fire your coach and your general manager? Oh, I know, you idiots with the Bucs. Some of you fans would have wanted to do that. Okay, but Baker looked good in Cleveland. And how do you look with the Rams? Oh, he looked good with the Rams. So
Yeah, he looked better.
Upon further review, where has Baker looked bad? Carolina. That's it.
Okay. All I'm saying is, and I believe we're taking what I'm saying out of context to a certain degree, is that he had a career
in general.
He had a career year. That doesn't mean he's going to have another one. He may be just as good as he was this year. He may be a little bit worse. He may be a little bit better. But I'm just saying, don't take for granted that he's just now signed a big contract and he's going to play better than he did this past year. He may or he may not.
He may not play better. But my point is, he's been in the league for how many years? He's looked bad, really, in one place. Okay, he's looked good in all the other places. I think it's fairly safe to assume he's going to look okay.
I didn't say he wasn't going to be okay. I just said, don't make the assumption he did have a career year. That doesn't necessarily mean he's going to have a better year next year.
Again, I'll repeat it. I'm not saying he's going to have a better year.
Well, that's all I'm really saying.
I'm not.
Don't think just because he signed a contract.
You're defending something, and it's not what you said that I'm attacking. It's the idiots online that I'm going after.
I felt attacked.
Well, you it should be a. Never mind. I'm not going to say politics are out of this. Go to your safe space.
There are no safe spaces.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Look, there's a bottom line here. The bottom line is we have a quarterback who has really looked good pretty much everywhere he's been other than Carolina. Shocker. Okay? I mean, nobody's looked good in Carolina. Nobody has looked good in Carolina in a long time. Okay, so, all right. Since your buddy David Temper, copyright that, Dave, since he took the helm, nobody's looked good there. Okay, this is like blaming Todd Bowles for what he looked like with the Jets. Really? I mean, Baker's been good when they've given him an opportunity to be good. The Bucs give him an opportunity to be good. Shock. He had a career year. Well, it was just the best team around him that he's had. And imagine that. It was a career year. Well, it's the best team of his career. Do the math, that happens. Now, if this year you have an even better team, I mean, again, do the math. Okay? If all he has to do, look, this team, if they, as somebody put it, I can't remember who it was. Coach Slick said, if this offense can just play average, Look out. Look out. What is this? Panthers took the whole staff. No, they did not. They took some of the staff. And by the way, those were people that we had let their contracts expire. Okay? We let their contracts expire. We let them hit, in essence, free agency as coaches.
Isn't this starting to feel like a Tony Dungy type Bucs team?
What do you mean?
Well, back then it was decent offense, a little bit of flash with Keyshawn, but it was built on defense. It's built on Warren Sapp. It was built on Rondé Barber.
Yeah, but
it was built on Derek Brooks.
Because who was quarterback during those days? You know, Matt. I can hear your background, buddy. How you doing?
Hello.
Hey, let me turn some stuff down.
Hello.
Yeah. We're messing with you. We can hear you.
Don't do that shit, Harry. I'll come down there and throw a rock at you.
What's going on, buddy?
Dude, let me get I got too much shit going on. All right, that's all.
You sound like Tom Brady.
I just got things going on. I got a dog wanting to go out. I'm ignoring him. So here's the day I had today. Dave White Scarver. Haven't seen you in a while. Good looking at you. And Mr. Rick Hughes.
Yes, sir.
So I got up this morning. It's 69 degrees at 11 o'clock in Oklahoma on March, whatever today is. About 40 degrees, too damn warm, and it was a beautiful day. So I went to play Frisbee golf with a pickup bunch that were down there in the parking lot. And I met this guy who saw my hat, my signature hat you see in the picture. He says, "Love the Bucs." And I'm like, "Really?" And he does a Rick Hughes. He said, "Look, this is my keychain." So I said, "Well, I've been around since like 77." And he didn't look to be my age. He said, "Well, I've been following them since they drafted Leroy and Dewey." So we got to kicking it around, and that was kind of fun. But I get home, and I get this blast on the phone about this Baker Mayfield thing happening. And I'm like, that's great. And then the Fox News local here, they treated Baker like he's a messiah. They do a hit. Coming in tonight on 25 Fox, we're gonna talk to you about Baker Mayfield. He signed with the Buccaneers, blah, blah, blah. The whole freaking internet went nuts. I was on Reddit. People are talking about, we're going to get Trask. We're going to go 0 for 3. They're going to let Baker go to Atlanta or wherever the hell it is. And I just typed in the line, Baker will sign with Tampa Bay. And I copied and clipped that to every freaking post I could find. And it
was never a question. It was
never.
Never.
Mike Evans let it out of the bag. He said, "I'm not going to play with a rookie quarterback. I'm too old for that."
Baker let it out of the bag.
Well, I didn't know about that hot mic you were talking about. I had no idea.
This has been like the Twilight Zone negotiations. It's like everybody loves everybody, and the players are like, "Yeah, I want to come back," and it's just like you're doing it all wrong.
Yeah, the team. We want him back, and the players. We want to go back.
Yeah, we love them. We may have to stretch, but we're going to sign them. It's like, oh my gosh! It's like. Somebody go to business school.
Yeah, now I got all these clowns hitting me up on these different sources talking about, we overpaid for the piece of shit. He ain't had a good year in forever. And I'm
last year.
He was as good as Brady was. So there you go.
He was better.
We got 3 in a row in the conference or the division. And 2 of them were Tom, and then Baker comes in off the street and he gives us another one.
Yep.
So what does that do? That causes his OC to run off to Carolina to seek his fortune, and Baker can stand here. So Baker says, "Well, why don't you just go get this guy from LA?" And Todd Bowles said, "That's a great idea." So they sign him because they already know the playbook. So it's been going, and it's like watching Kismet. They're just everything is falling together. Boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
They got Winfield Jr. They got him signed, right? They gave him what do you call it? I forget what they call it, but they gave him a
franchise tag. Yeah,
but they're still working on a long-term deal.
Right, but he's here, right? And you got Levante David is wanting to come back. He said he's either going to come here or he's retiring, one or the other. So if he's being honest with that, that's a lock. We'll fix that up real quick. And the only other one we got to worry about is Tristan Wirfs. And then we're on draft day. We can do whatever the hell we want.
Tristan
don't
Wirfs,
really-
he's in this upcoming season will be the last year of his contract, but they're being proactive and trying to sign him, extend him already.
And
They
worst
did
case
that-
scenario, they'll franchise tag him next year.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. But the
He
thing,
wants to
you know,
be
Matt,
here.
yeah, and that's the thing, Matt. And you'll
Uh-huh.
understand this. And I was bringing this up earlier. Dave and I
I
were
heard
talking.
you.
Yeah. When this is not normal.
No. You're right. This used to be purgatory.
Yes.
But in my world, I think in this division, Carolina has become the Bucs, and the owner is right up there with the guy with Washington. They're just complete idiots with lots of money, and they bought a sports franchise and don't have a clue. Not a clue.
Right.
And what they're doing, they got on their speed dial Hugh Culverhouse. They want to know how he did it. So
I mean, you're right.
Dude,
that
I'm gassed.
Carolina has become the Bucs. That's actually a really good way of describing it. You know, it's funny because like everybody wants to come here. All these players want to come back. We want them all back. There's all this great, you know, family, whatever you want to call it. And you know, the thing is this that people don't think about. And I think there's something to be said for this is when you're in a situation like this where which it just doesn't happen where a guy like Baker signs for $7 million less per year than Daniel Jones. Okay? I mean, where people are willing to make those sacrifices like Baker said. Yeah, I mean, like, and Dave brought it up. This is so backwards where the team is doing everything you're not supposed to do in negotiating. The players are doing everything you're not supposed to do in negotiating. Everybody's loving everybody. Everybody's coming back.
They're singing Kumbaya. They're not sitting there holding out. What is this?
Right. And how do you process this? Where this started, this is 4 years of this that we've
Dude,
had.
I'm gonna be 60 years old in July.
Uh-huh.
I cannot remember in my life any time that Tampa looked so attractive to so many players. And it's not just a tax break, because there's a lot of states now that don't have income tax.
Sure.
But like Dallas. But people want to come here because I think Jason Light showed something, and Bruce Arians has probably reiterated. I don't know if he's still there or not, but they put the roots in and said we can.
His nameplate's still there. That's about it.
Yeah, well, why would you want? I'll go off on that. But the thing is that when Brady came here, he taught you how to be the Patriot way, and Light had already been in that. He just needed to get the owners to understand. And I think Tom Brady and Bruce Arians kind of made them get the hint that if you want to be a championship team, these are the things you've got to do, and let the man do his job. Give Jason the green light to do whatever he needs to do, except change the uniforms, because I don't want to go back to the time clock. But but point is, people talk about Tampa completely different now. The Good Morning Show that they do on the Football Network, they're all, hey, Tampa Bay, yay, yay, yay. They never did that before.
Right.
Through the 70s and 80s, it was like, oh, we got to talk about the Buccaneers. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Who are they going to lose to this week?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Well,
I want to see them do 5 years of the division and one more Super Bowl, and then I'll die content. We'll have 3 in the box, and the team has become a destination, which is what, when I met Rick the first time doing stuff like this, I told you, I want to see us come to the point where we're like Mike Tomlin's team. We're always in the mix. People want to come play for us. The coach is respected, and they talk about you positively.
And here we are.
And here we are. We made it. And now I'm afraid what's going to happen next.
Well, yeah, because we've been through so much pain.
Right. The freaking something's got to drop, right?
Who was the wide receiver in years gone by? On very rare occasion, the Buccaneers would get some sexy wide receiver out there, okay? And it would always go wrong.
Alvin Harper?
That's who I was looking for. you get the sexy free agent wide receiver, and you bring him in, and you've got him, and in a freak training room accident, he got his fingertips cut off by a trainer.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, that's what
Ugh.
happened. That's the story behind Alvin Harper.
I thought it was Michael Irvin was making him look good.
No,
So
he got his fingertips. Look this up.
I'll have to do that now because you got me interest peaked. I want to know what the
There
heck
was
happened.
there was a
How do you do that?
training room accident. They were wrapping his hand, and they went to cut the tape, and something happened, and they literally cut the free agent wide receiver's fingertips off.
He didn't turn around and sue somebody?
It might have been his fault. It may have been something he did. I don't know what happened. But the point of the matter is, that's what it was like being a Bucs fan. And then just remember Richard Williamson. Remember Greg Schiano.
I got the Alvin Harper quote. I got to do this.
Yeah.
Quote, they couldn't do anything. There wasn't anything to stitch, said Harper, who said he plans to play this week at Green Bay. They couldn't find the little piece that he cut off. Close quote.
You know, when Doug Williams was here, he'd break people's fingers. All of his receivers went home retired with crooked hands. He didn't have a soft throw. He just threw it 110 miles an hour, whether you're 10 yards away or 100.
Yeah.
Screen pass or
Yeah, it didn't matter. But the
or
thing,
go
guys,
route down the middle.
the thing, guys, even when you bring in the greatest, probably the greatest cornerback, one of, if not the greatest cornerback, one of the greatest cornerbacks ever in Darrelle Revis. He's Revis Island. He's a guy known for being the best man coverage cornerback in history.
And put him in
zone.
Like,
I mean, these were the years and decades of horror. And now people are like, we signed Baker for too much. Are you kidding me?
the thing is that it was I've seen it broken down a little bit where he's only really on the hook for $50 million, and then the rest of it is that makes it 100 is incentives and things like that. But
yeah,
they
that's
only have
what
to pay
what did I tell you, Dave? It was going to start leaking out. It was going to start coming. Now we're going to start here, and it's really not 100 million.
Well, it is 100, but it's NFL 100. You know how you get a $200 million contract over 7 years and you last three.
So we really got Baker 3 years, $50 million, and so what? $13 million a year, right?
Well,
$13 million a year, basically, plus incentives.
He hits his targets. See, that's how he made so much money off of that 1 year sign him thing. Was they gave him incentives, and he said, "Well, I can do that. I got Mike Evans out here. I got Godwin on the other side. We'll make this work." And he's getting paid. So why would he leave that?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. This is the thing that's just so. What is mind-boggling to me as a Buccaneers fan is it's all good.
Yeah,
all of it.
Something's gonna get messed up.
No, I don't think so. I think that curse is finally over.
I hope to see after the off season is to come in and we're going to have to do better than we did last year. But I think this offensive coordinator they got from LA that knows Baker so well was the one who told him when he'd been off the plane for like 10 hours, you got to start tonight. And he says, okay, I can do that. And I'll work these 8 plays and we'll just do those all night long. Yeah, and he made it work.
Matt, you said we've got to be better. We don't have to be that much better because the rest of the division is playing almost the same schedule we are. And, well, you don't have to worry about the Panthers. And the Saints are getting worse. So, really, all you got to deal with the Falcons.
And guess what they did today?
What?
They signed Mr. You Like That. Kirk Cousins is a Falcon.
Wait, really?
Well, yeah, I wouldn't tell you that if it was a lie.
How could they sign him? It's not free agency yet.
Well, they've sent him an offer, and he said, yes, I'll do it as soon as you can give me an ink pen.
That's tampering.
It's
That
not
is
tampering.
Yes,
No.
it is.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yes, it is. It's not legal. Not
It
until
ain't free
tomorrow.
agency season yet.
Yeah,
Maybe
no, no,
press came out too early.
no. I'm looking at all the headlines. None of them say that. It says he's expected to test free agency, and the Falcons and Broncos are still interested in him.
Said Kirk Cousins, Sports Illustrated 52 minutes ago, Kirk Cousins watch. Vikings, quote, still in the game, close quotes, with Falcons looming.
Yeah.
Well, you watch what happens tomorrow by close of business.
Oh, that may happen.
Oh, that may
I'm not saying
happen.
It won't happen, but it didn't happen. You were saying this happened today.
Well,
No, not yet.
Yeah, the way I read it was it's done. It's just not done. Which that's what you
know if
just
that's
said.
true. Yeah.
Well, his wife went to the University of Georgia, so there's that angle for the story too.
Yep.
She wants a bulldog, does she? She call him Uggy.
Oh, Dave is not a Georgia fan.
No,
See,
sure not.
Everybody
Can't say that.
feels.
This
Everybody fails to understand that our office is the best in the industry. Baker comes actually pretty cheap. I think we have a better offensive coordinator this time. Exactly, Sean. That's everything I just said. That is everything I've been saying. We have a better OC this year. I think we upgraded at OC, and
Taking half a year to figure out how to call the plays, and then we may have a much better season. But we still have some things we need to do. I mean, the offensive line has got to get better at the running game. That's really I don't know if you guys were talking about this when you were talking about it being so short, but a quarterback like Baker needs to have the defense on its heels a little bit, looking for a run. And I think we got better as the year went on, but we need to fix the offensive line. You're going to Ryan, what's his name, Jensen?
Yeah.
He's done, so we gotta work around that.
Hey, there's a chance.
No, there's not a chance.
No, he can't walk. He can't hardly walk. Come on, man. He's got no cartilage in his leg at all. I mean, from his knee to the shin bone, it's just straight contact. I couldn't do that. He weighs 230 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But in fact, Christopher Cole, I think, just said something wise here. He said Cousins is going to get $40 million a year or more. And I want you to stop and think about this. If the Falcons send Kirk Cousins for $40 million a year, we got Baker at most $33 million a year if he hits every incentive.
Oh, that's 33.33 just for factual circumstances.
Don't forget pi.
There's a 4 in there.
There's decimal points.
341. Yeah, we got to get the pi.
Please pay Kirk Cousins that much. See you in the playoffs, Kirk.
Hang on in the playoffs.
No, we'll deal with. I think New Orleans is still going to be a pain in our ass because they just play us right with the defense. Unless Lattimore, what's his name? Lattimore, something. Lattimore, the one that Mike Evans can't.
Pretty
ignore.
much gone. He's probably gone.
Maybe he should come be a Buck so he can get a damn ring. What about that? We need some safety work, right?
No, we don't. We're talking about getting rid of one. So I don't know. Man, this has been a great show. Dave, I kept you way longer than we normally do. I'm sorry about that. I got so excited.
Oh, if I had to go, I would have told you.
So. Okay.
He has an hour extra today anyway, right?
An hour less. It's an hour less.
Oh, God. I can't afford that.
I know. Matt, please do not be a stranger and do this more often.
I figured out how to do this now.
Okay.
I don't have a laptop anymore. I've got a full-blown gaming console. I've been messing around with shit that 17-year-old kids do. And I didn't get a microphone. I'm like, well, then I should be able to just hook my phone up. It was easier just to listen to you guys on my phone and put my earpiece in. I was overthinking it. I was making simple into.
No, you did a great job. Thank you. It was good to see you. Seriously, you've been a Baker fan. I was saying earlier, you've been a Baker fan since he was, years and years and years. You're the real deal. And
I wanted him before we got Brady. I wanted to just get Baker and let him get in here. And we eventually got around to what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And it worked out great. And
Yeah.
I think Tampa needs to understand the youth in Tampa have had a much better life being a Bucs fan than somebody my age and yours.
Yes. Yes. Dave and
So,
I getting abused all the way through our school years. Yeah, the
Oh.
youth
10
just don't
years,
understand.
12 years of 10 and more losses. Let
Yeah.
that
Oh.
sink in a
Yeah.
league where parity is king. 12
Most
years
number
of 10
one
or more
draft picks,
losses
the
in
most
a
number
row.
one draft picks that never hit in the
Yeah.
whole damn
It's
NFL.
amazing.
And it's
But
just
to me, the worst one was Bo Jackson, who said, "Don't draft me number one because I won't play for you." They drafted him number one, and he didn't play for him. I mean, it's like, how embarrassing is that? He
I mean,
told you.
House. He
I
tried
don't
to
know.
screw him out of baseball.
I don't know. Booker Reese is a pretty horrific story. We'll break that down one day. But
Cancer
Booker
was supposed to be great. Whatever happened to him? I
The
saw him at
cancer-
Alessi boxing all the time, drunk off his ass with $200 in his hand, and then he'd go play Sunday. I was
Nice.
like, oh yeah. He used to come with 3 or 4 other Buccaneers. I can't remember who they were.
Okay.
But that's when we had this big name defense and nobody could play. It was like
A lot of
what was all
players
this
with
about?
names, but nobody any good. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then we went through the Lehman Bennett was where I lost my mind,
Oh.
and then from there it just continued. But I'm really
You're not a
proud of
Richard
the- of the
Williamson
Blazers.
fan?
No. The only coach I liked before, I guess, I kind of liked Shiano, but I didn't live there, so I don't know what he
What?
really did.
What?
I liked his attitude. I don't
Yeah.
care.
Hit the
thing
eject
about
button.
the-
He's a
Oh,
Shiano
dude, I'm
fan.
about to boot you off the show.
Well, why? I can't have an opposing opinion. It's
No.
Ford and Chevy. They're
Not
both-
that one.
This
No,
is
it's not
2024.
Ford
No, you
Chevy.
can't have an opposing opinion.
It's not
Come
Ford
on.
and Chevy. It's Ford and Edsel.
It's a Yugo versus a
Yes.
Mercedes. I understand. But and those kids out there that don't know what a Yugo is, go ahead and Google that. It was a $200 car. You
The
could get
gremlin.
anywhere.
The gremlin that blew up. Wasn't it the gremlin that blew up?
No,
Yeah,
when you
they-
hit-
they
it was a
catch- yeah,
Pinto.
see Gremlins
The
on
Pinto.
Pinto. It was the
fire.
Pinto. Yeah, the Pinto blew
Yeah.
up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There were
They-
so
they
many
really
really
got on
bad
the-
cars from the 70s.
They got on the Ford a lot on 60 Minutes. They had the Pinto that had a grenade under the seat,
Yeah.
and then you had the Ford Bronco that was too tall and it would flip itself over
Yeah.
when you were going through a school
Yep.
zone or something.
Yeah.
And they didn't understand, geometry. I
Yeah,
guess.
the Pinto was a great car unless it got rear-ended, and well, that was a problem. The mushroom cloud
Toss-up.
that you saw. Yeah, but
But no, it's good to see you guys again.
yeah, please be around this year.
I might try to resurrect something that I let go out of frustration.
Awesome.
Maybe we'll get together on something like that,
Awesome.
Mr. Rick.
That would be awesome, Matt.
I need to figure out a camera kind of situation, but I'll work it out. We got time.
Yep.
All right.
All right,
Well,
brother.
you guys have a good night, and it's been a great day for all you listeners out there. This doesn't come around much. You might want to go celebrate because
Amen
it's a
to
good
that.
day in Buckland.
Amen to that. Have a great one, Matt.
You too, man. Take it easy.
See you, Matt.
Awesome. That was good to see him again. That really was good to see him again. Look, let's see this real quick. Definitely agree. We should kick the tires on the Rams center as well as the Bills center. Jensen was so perfect. I think we could use similarity with a free agent center. Just feel developing one might take a bit too. Well, yeah. I mean, whatever they decide to do. Here's the one thing I know. And I said this to Todd from Winter Park, and I've said this to him repeatedly. Just stop worrying about it. They're going to do the right thing. Because if there's one thing you know about this general manager, if there's one thing you know about this organization right now, they're going to do the right thing. So just let it go. Don't worry. They'll do the best thing you can do to get that center. All right, Dave. You want to close this out? Any last words you want to throw out
Quote
here?
from Baker Mayfield in September. Quote, "What they tell you is what you're getting. Quote, there's no behind the scenes drama. It's all about winning here, and referring to Tampa Bay. Finish the quote. How can we put our guys in the best position to win? It's rare, unfortunately, in the NFL to have an organization like that. That's why I'm so happy to be here. Welcome back like you never left, Baker Mayfield.
That's a great quote, Dave. That's how you finish this show. That's how you finish this show. Go Bucs. Go Bucs. Go Bucs.
We sucked today. I sucked today. We sucked today. It was awful.